Hello there, my name's Liam and I'm going to be reading a Clockwork Hazelnut, a Clockwork Orange fanfic. Yes, Clockwork Orange fanfics exist. I'd imagine most of them are just, Alex gets redeemed by the power of love or whatever, even though he technically sort of redeems himself at the end of the book, but okay, let's get this over with. Oh, that makes it sound like I'm not having fun. Okay, let's go. The moon shone on a London pub which had just been taken over by Alex and his droogs. They were having some delicious and drug-filled milk plus while raping the female Olympic swim team. The pub was littered with the corpses of the former customers who were beaten or orgasmed to death by Alex's gang. Anarchy reigned supreme. The TV was blasting totalitarian propaganda as always, but Alex left it on as the ruler's feeble attempts at brainwashing amused him. He was blasting Beethoven at maximum volume from a stereo he had stolen from a traveling Danish merchant. The droogs had left the merchant's corpse to sit there behind the counter as a bartender, who, of course, couldn't do shit, as he was merely a cadaver after all. But suddenly an image of the Queen showed up on the screen. Interested, Alex ordered his droogs to turn down the volume to hear what the old bag was going to say. The Queen announced that Mulk Plus was being banned in the territories of the UK, Canada, Australia, and Japan, and West Virginia for containing cocaine, pot, LCD, no, that is not me being stupid, crack, shrooms, amphetamines, goat milk, methanol, anthrax, and residue from tumor cells. This revelation shocked Alex down to the core of his being. How dare that Suka ban my milk? I'm so angry right now I can kill something! Alex yelled. His face was redder than the surface of the sun. Alex took a long metallic stick made of wood and started wailing on Dim. He hit so hard that blood and brain chunks splattered everywhere, their sound silencing Queen Elizabeth's speech. Alex bent the stick around Dim's neck, choking what remained from him until a fountain of bloody pulp started to shoot up out of his pie hole like a geyser. Alex then collected his blood in a cup and mixed it with Milk Plus and drunk it to gain Dim's powers. His body shrunk and then expanded, glowing dark blue. His body then reverted to its original size. Alex was ready to kick royal butt. He ordered his droogs to clean up the place with toothbrushes while he went to take care of business. 1 hour later, Alex arrived in front of Buckingham Palace, where tens of thousands of men and women had gathered to protest against the Queen's new law. The people were screaming and yelling, their mouth almost foaming as the foulest of insults left their mouth and assaulted the royal family. Elizabeth walked on a balcony that overlooked the angry mob with two of her most loyal guards. She looked at the crowd with a look full of snobbery and disregard. Look at those commoners! How they rebel when we try to make life better by banning drugs! And this is how they thank us. Dirty peasants, extinguish them immediately! The Queen's soldiers were just waiting for a signal. They started shooting at the crowd. Bodies exploded everywhere in pile of blood and goo all over the pavement. The royal guards pulled out cannons and started shooting cannonballs at the angry mobs, but the mob was not passive. They started biting and punching the soldiers, making the carnage level rise higher than any other point of British history. Planes started dropping bombs from altitudes of 20,000 meters at the mob, but this did not stop the mob. In order to replenish their forces, the men started to fuck the women to impregnate them. Women gave birth while crawling in the dirt, blood, and semen. The amniotic liquid poured out of their vaginas like waterfalls as they gave birth, making the Queen's soldiers slip on it and die a painful death. The newly born babies strangled royalists with their placentas. At this moment, the Queen ordered the SWAT to attack. They hot-dropped out of helicopters and started electrocuting people to death. In the middle of this chaos, Alex snuck close to the gates of the palace. There, he saw 4 SWAT members beating a schoolboy to death. No! I was going to rape him! Alex yelled and attacked the SWAT members in a rage, killing them with his bare hands. He then took a sign from a protester that said, Republica Forever, down with the Socialist Queen, and beat a small group of protesters to a pulp with the sign. He then jammed himself in one of the cannons and shot himself onto the balcony where the queen was. He hit in the forehead, making her fall backwards and hit her solid gold chair. "You're going to pay, you limey pickpocket," she said. But before she could do anything, Alex hit her in the face with the sign, bludgeoning her. "Take that, you govno." Elizabeth jumped upwards from the floor and did a backflip, stepping on the floor. She was angry and insane, but not afraid to show him what a purple nurple meant. She lifted her royal dress and took an Uzi hidden in her socks, and started shooting Alex with them. Alex jumped and threw objects at her, desperately trying to block the deadly bullets. Alex bounced off the wall using the sign and kicked the old bitch's crown off her head, making her spiral backwards and fall onto the ground. Alex then swung at her with the sign, trying to pummel her to death, but she moved out of the way. The queen tried to grab the Uzi and shoot Alex in the face, but he stepped on her arm, nearly breaking it with all his leg strength. He then broke the Uzi. "How you like that? A common prestupnik and troglodyte overpowering the queen of the country. Now I'm a kill and rape you and voravat all of your cutter, you smelly, limey, flea-infested sumka," Alex proclaimed with the pride of 1,000 lions. "Not so fast," Elizabeth said, and grabbed a cup of poison tea with her other hand and splattered it all over Alex's face. Excuse me. "My eyes!" He screamed and spun around in a circle. As he wallowed around in confusing, he kicked the Uzi by accident so hard it hit the royal toilet, breaking to pieces. Elizabeth then took a pike and stabbed Alex in the shoulder, blood gushing out everywhere. "We are amused. We are very amused." She laughed like a hobo. But while she was laughing, she didn't notice that Alex had snaped out of the confusion. Oh, snap, sorry, it's spelled snake, but whatever. Because of her stabbing him and was approaching her slowly, until he shanked her in the back with enormous speed. Elizabeth started to vomit all over until she vomited the Siamese twin fetus of Prince Charles, which was stuck in her cervix all the time. The fetus jumped at Alex and bit him. "You little monster, you," said Alex, and grabbed at the pike which was used to stab him, but killed the satanic infant. The queen then threw a pair of ninja stars at Alex's neck, aiming to hit him and kill him, but Alex bent backwards all Matrix style, almost breaking his spine, but not quite succeeding. Alex drew his metallic penis statue and tried to strike at her and kill her, but she dodged with her lightning-fast reflex. They continued this, walking all over the castle, until they reached the royal rocket shipyard. "It's all over, Lizzie," Alex said with a smirk on his face. "There's no place to run now." She was cornered. Alex then swung with full force, but she caught the penis mid-strike and a struggle to control the wang ensued. They rocked back and forth trying to gain control of the weapon, but both seemed to be equally strong. Elizabeth was tougher than your average granny monarch. In order to win, Alex pushed with all his strength, and they both fell inside a shuttle which was about to take off. They kept fighting. Then the rocket lifted off for the moon. Taking advantage of inertia, Alex pushed Elizabeth through the window and then fell on the ground inside the shuttle tired. Elizabeth hung on the rocket as it entered interstellar space, but she wasn't asphyxiating. I probably spelled that wrong. I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. Because of the lack of air. Oh no. Suddenly black goo started to envelop her. She became venom. You may have won the battle, Alex, but we will win the war.